Michael Darcy reporting live from Radio Row down in New Orleans ahead of the Super Bowl 59 matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Chiefs are one win away from solidifying themselves as the greatest dynasty in the history of the NFL, and I'm down here in New Orleans covering it all. This is actually my final day down here in the Big Easy, and I just wanted to say that it has been a once-in-a-lifetime experience to be down here covering this team while they're trying to do something that's never been done in the history of football. It's truly been very special, and I'm never gonna forget about my time in New Orleans, interviewing players, getting all of the clips, the press conferences, and giving my thoughts and analysis. This is something that, win or lose, I'm personally gonna cherish for a long time. But if we just look at this game, I really do think the Kansas City Chiefs are gonna win. And while that might be a homer take, I'm not going to bet against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid in this game. We've seen too many times where the Chiefs come out and they beat a team that on paper is better than them. We have heard that the Eagles have the better roster on paper for the past couple of days, and while that might be true, I would ask you this question. When was the last time the Chiefs had a better roster in a Super Bowl that they won? I don't know if you could ever make that case. The Eagles had a better roster back in 2022. The Niners have had a better roster both times they've played, and this Eagles team is legit. Offense is great. Defense also great. But the thing that separates this Chiefs team from everybody else is they play better situational football. And that's why it's so easy for me to say, yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to win this game, and I think the Chiefs are going to be the first team to ever accomplish the three-peat. I just think that this team is different. And I've seen that, firsthand down here in New Orleans from all of the press conferences. All of the players are telling me they're focused at the task at hand. They're not overlooking anybody. They're focused on going out there and playing their best football, and they're okay with the result. And guess what, guys? If the Chiefs play their best football, they are not going to lose. Because if they do play their best football, there is not a team in the NFL that can beat them. That's how good they are. And again, while the Eagles might have a very talented roster, they've got Saquon Barkley, who I think is the best running back in the NFL. He rushed for over 2,000 yards. He was averaging 5.8 yards per carry. That's fantastic. They've got Jalen Hurts, who's played really well in Super Bowls against the Chiefs. I don't think they have the better players at key positions. The Chiefs have the coaching advantage. They've got the quarterback advantage. I think they've got the best defensive player in this game. They've also got the greatest tight end to ever play this game. The Chiefs dominate in the key positions where it truly matters, and that's why they've been able to get away with some of the talent deficiencies that we've seen in some of these games. And we're also seeing that, Jalen Carter came down with some sort of illness. He's probably still going to play. And actually, a little behind-the-scenes reporting, I remember, I don't know if it was Kenneth Gainwell or someone else on that Eagles roster, he said that he actually wasn't feeling well on opening night and that he wanted to go back to the hotel. And so maybe that's the sickness that's been spreading through that Eagles locker room. I'm not sure. I'm not really thinking that that's going to affect this game. I think they're both going to play. But it is interesting to note that maybe the Eagles aren't going to be fully healthy in this game. But again, who do you trust more in the biggest moment? Do you trust Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts? Or do you trust the duo that have done this not once, not twice, but 3 times over a 6-year span? And the Chiefs are 1 win away from winning their 4th Super Bowl in the last 6 seasons. That's ridiculous. They've been to 5 in the last 6 seasons, really showing that they are the most dominant team in the NFL, and they're 1 win away from being the greatest dynasty in NFL history. And to be down here in New Orleans covering this team when they're trying to pull off this incredible feat, I truly feel blessed. It's such a honor to be down here covering this Chiefs team for you guys. I've gotten great interviews all week from guys like DJ Humphries, Trent McDuffie, Joe Tooney, Mike Caliendo. The list just keeps going on. And I think that I'm going to look back at this trip in 5-10 years and say, I got to be here in New Orleans covering this team when they are doing something that has never been seen in the history of the NFL. And that's something that I'm always going to take pride in, but the content is not going to stop. Win or lose, we're going to be here to break it down. But I do think the Chiefs have a very good shot in this game at accomplishing history. They've got the pieces, they've got the coaching. I think they're going to go out there and be more prepared than the Eagles, and that's going to be something. You know, everyone's saying that coaching isn't as important. Coaching matters in this game, and the Chiefs have a massive coaching advantage with the best head coach in football right now, the best defensive coordinator in football right now, and that's going to trump whatever the Eagles have on that sideline. And so, while I think the Eagles have a great roster, they've got great pieces, that defense, legit. That offense, fantastic. They're the second best rushing offense in the NFL this season, an offensive line that has been completely dominant. I don't think that this Eagles team is going to be able to overpower what we have seen from this Chiefs team. The Chiefs are playing some damn good football right now, and the Eagles are as well, but again, when the Chiefs are playing at their best, they're not going to lose. So, Michael Darcy coming at you live from New Orleans, from Radio Row, a couple days before the Super Bowl. This has been a fantastic trip. I'm going to have content coming out from this trip for really a couple days and maybe even a week after, but it has been so awesome to be down here, experiencing it all down in New Orleans, and I think that's what I'm going to leave you off with. So Michael Darcy coming at you live from Radio Row in New Orleans ahead of the Chiefs matchup against the Eagles in Super Bowl 59. Thank you guys for watching.